everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Friendship University podcast. You know, the podcast where we come up week after week trying to continue to express to y'all how people are our greatest resources, and y'all kind of getting it, but stop. You still treating people the way you're not supposed to be treating them, and this is why we still got university class. And so it's just like we're here for another week. I'm Kristen, as you all know. I'm joined by my lovely co-host Tara, who is really giving 90s fine. Right now. It's really giving like 90s. She's in her poetic justice bag. Moesha. It's really giving Moesha.
Yeah,
that's actually what it's giving. Yeah. Shout out to Brandy. Mo to the E to the
Mo to the
E to the. It's me, not realizing my responsibilities. It's me, my best friend's always on my mind. You gotta be down, come on. I gotta do what I gotta do. Oh, I gotta move. Moesha, E to the, Mo to the. I'm doing the. You can't do every part. You was singing the main. I was doing the background. I'm your BGV.
My bad.
It's okay. Just remember,
Moesha.
I'm your.
Why y'all like fool with us? Why y'all leaving fool with us? I don't know.
Another great sitcom, black sitcom.
Love it.
God, what are y'all growing up on?
I don't know, but
because there's no way. I ain't gonna say the name of that because I don't want to get blackballed. I've been trying to get in this industry, but there's no way y'all growing up on the shows I keep seeing.
There's
no way.
Such great shows.
Man,
even though they tried to ruin it at the end when they tried to make.
Why did they do that?
That tried.
Why did they do that?
They just
messed up a good thing. You know, Frank. He was overbearing, but he was upstanding. He had a Saturn dealership.
He had that toupee, but we didn't care about that. He was good.
Steve Harvey had that rug on his head, and ain't nobody say nothing.
Yeah, he was a good father.
Steve Harvey had that eraser top on his head, and then nobody say not a thing.
Unnecessary.
Dorian could have been okay. Y'all just didn't have to make him his son. Yeah. It would have been okay. Why did y'all have to make Miles a trouble youth?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess you need a little controversy.
We love Miles for what he was.
You need a little controversy.
You know, I used to love me some Q now. Do you see that's what's wrong with me now?
Oh, yes.
I used to love me some Q.
You know, I used to love her, Haji, R.I.P.
Haji.
Haji was cute, too. But Q... He was like, "Come on!" She just kept
dangerous.
You want to know what though?
You know the nice girls like the dangerous boys. Why?
Why?
And why do the bad boys, the
like
good
the good
boys, like the bad girls? Why?
Let us know in the comments what your theories are of why.
Why is that?
Why is it opposites attract? They say opposites attract, but I don't think that.
The good girls like the bad boys,
and the good guys like the bad girls.
What is that about?
I can attest to this. When I was younger, a lot of drug dealers. I did date one. He was fun until I got to his house and it got real. And somebody was talking about come up, bang, bang, shoot them up. They wasn't doing they wasn't cooking. Okay, no. They wasn't, you can bleep it out, but they was not cooking that on the stuff. They wasn't the flick of the wrist. But they were selling.
But I'm not that no more.
Absolutely not. I can't even think about it. Only took that one instance for me
one time.
Being with that man. Well, drug dealer. I ain't gonna say. I'm not gonna say it took me one time with bad boys, but that dealer.
Bad boys.
It took me one time to realize I'm not that right. I'm not Keisha from Belly. I am T-Bob's character. Oh, you got shot. I'm unbothered. Oh, Africa, that's far. Like, no, I'm not Keisha. I can't be a ride down. When he said them boys coming over to spray, we gotta get ready. He pulled them guns out. I said, I'm going home. Take me home right now. Take me home right now. I ain't got time for none of it. Actually, don't even take me in your car. Take me in your friend's car because I don't need them knowing that this is your car, and then they just will just and bring it on down. And just what happened? The Lord really kept his hand on me because I really was in some mess. But yes, we are back for another episode. It's still Black History Month, y'all. So we decided to continue playing our version of Black Card Revolt because we had a good time playing with that. I feel like you had some good answers with that. Yeah. You really made me think. That Temptations really blew me. It made me really think.
I try to keep my card.
You kept
my
it.
VIP.
You kept it because that Temptations had me thinking for a little bit. I was like, oh, she made some good points. Okay. So we talked a little bit about off camera. Come back to the topic.
Okay.
You told me velour suits was a thing in Chicago. I didn't know. I had to ask. I had to ask if velour suits were a thing, y'all, because I know in the South, especially Atlanta, velour suits was going crazy. Going crazy. I mean, like double platinum in people's houses. So I had to ask if Chicago was the same because I knew in New York they would wear velour suits, but y'all, Chicago got some flair that some other cities don't have. So they don't always be on what other people be on. So I had to ask. She said that it also went double platinum in Chicago. So I got to ask your favorite brand of velour suit. I'm going to give you actually 4 choices now. Because, you know, the velour suits really only came unless you was just getting the store brand. There wasn't nobody was trying to rock the store brand.
They had Rockaware.
Okay, you want to name them?
They had Baby Fat.
Yup.
Inichi
did have velour suits. That ain't on this list, but you right. Inichi did have velour suits.
Tell me, who had velour suits? That's
you had Baby Fat. You had Rockaware. Let's see, Sean John. They
was the ultimate because they was doing the Harlem Shake with the headbands on.
And one that is continuing to live on through Billie Eilish, Fat Farm.
Oh, Fat Farm.
Because she likes to wear, like she is in a Big Pun video. She likes to dress like that. When she's this big and she be having a velour suit on this big. So, your favorite brand for velour suits?
I used to wear Baby Fat.
Baby Fat's good one. It was the staple for girls. I
had a workwear outfit, but it wasn't a velour suit.
Okay, was it jean?
It was like sweatsuit material. I really thought I was really cute.
You was wearing sweatsuits?
It was like a sweatsuit material, but it was like off the shoulder.
Oh, you did something with that. And you had that long hair, so it was coming down, cascading down your shoulders.
I had a Baby Fat denim one piece with the.
I had a Baby Fat
on the booty.
Okay, I cannot believe your parents let you do with the cat. I had a Baby Fat one piece. They didn't know what the cat meant.
Now I'm like, you evil.
I had a Baby Fat one piece. I loved it, but the cat was here on the nape, like right in the cusp. I gotta say though,
but what was hot where I'm from at the same time, around the same time, was denim outfits.
Yes. I had around the same time of the velour outfits. I had a FUBU. It was like soft shimmer, jean jacket, jean pants. Yes,
absolutely.
And I really loved that. And you know, you gotta really be.
Everybody was wearing denim outfits.
I am so glad social media didn't take place when I grew up. Because the way we rotated outfits, baby, but you had to be really strategic. Because see, that outfit was sparkly. So I was like, I could probably only wear that once.
Had different linings.
So you had to pay attention. You had to pay attention to what was going on.
The Coogee sweater dresses.
We used to wear them. I don't think they went double platinum like they did in Chicago.
Because it was very cold.
Yeah, it was very cold, so we really didn't wear dresses. Yeah, but some girls. We had the girls who came from New York and had their Coogee sweater dresses.
Was really popular, very popular.
That's true. I think for me the most popular velour brand that went in my household, as far as for me,
I never owned a Sean jar.
It was probably Baby Fat too. I'm thinking about it. Yeah. Now.
What about the Baby Fat coats? The Baby Fat puffer coats?
See, I never got into the puffer. With
the fur hood, and then it was like crop. But why would you be cropping out your stomach?
That's what I'm saying. It just didn't really make economical sense to me.
Really didn't, but
like aerodynamic.
But
see, you weren't a fighter, and in my mind, those kind of girls, they had the ponytail.
The fan ponytail. If you had a fan ponytail, tap in below. You was probably fighting.
With the bubble coat, they was eating hot Cheetos at 7 a.m.
At 7 a.m.
At 7 a.m. in the morning. We were ruthless. We were really crazy. With a Fruitopia. And just ready to pop off. Like, somebody tell you good morning, and you like Michael Jordan. And I took that personally. Like, what? I just said good morning, girl. What you talking about? And what you mean by good morning? And good morning to you. Like, no. Yes.
Child. If you had a fan ponytail,
I can't believe you had a Baby Fat, but it was probably cold.
Or some micro braids. You might have been fighting.
Micro braids. I remember when micro braids first came out, and I could not believe. Well, let me not say first came out, because Brandy had the micro braids.
She had the micro braids.
And we didn't really realize it. They've been out. But when I first saw them, I was like, now who is sitting in the chair that long getting their hair? But then that's when I realized it was the girl with the fan ponytail. No disrespect if you had the fan ponytail and you drop it in the comments, but you didn't really have a lot of hair. So maybe it didn't really take that long. For me, in my mind, I'm like, now who was sitting down that long to get that many braids in their head? That'd be all night. I'll be there from dusk till dawn.
13 hours. How long take your micro braids? 13 hours.
That's crazy. I could not even fathom it. I didn't
micro braids was a thing.
I didn't even like going to the hair salon. Like, I did it because I knew, like, I wanted my hair to look good.
I worked at the salon, so.
But I did not like it in my core. I enjoyed it's kind of like the conversation for sure, but it was just like I gotta get on the dry again. You gotta do these.
And then all the boys had braids, so everybody had braids. Like, everybody has like natural hair now and stuff like that, and like stuff. Everybody had braids. The girls had like micro braids, or remember Alicia Keys braids when
I had them. I had the two. I had the three coming, and she had the two coming up here.
Yeah, to the back, straight back, and designs on them. Yes, girl, that was a time. What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. Velour suits, I'm not going to say make a comeback, but I wouldn't mind.
Air Force One.
They had, you know what, though?
Timberlands.
Which is crazy. It's not on this list, which makes sense. They also had the Juicy Couture velour suit.
Juicy Couture was big.
Wasn't really black, but we wore it.
We did wear it, but that was like the pink ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Juicy Couture was a big
velour. It was big.
Velour brand. Those were kind of lower in the back. Their pants really didn't fit all the way up.
Yeah. Those were more exclusive. Mm-hmm. Very exclusive.
Yeah.
And what perfume did you wear with it? Uh-oh.
Curve.
What would you wear?
I either had on Curve,
Victoria's Secret,
green bottle, or Victoria's Secret. What's the name of that perfume?
Endless Love.
Was that the pink one?
Amber Romance.
Amber Romance was mine. That's the name of it. I remember it was like a darker love spell. Love spell, baby. You couldn't tell me nothing because I'm
in love spell.
Dousing yourself down. Another thing about them girls with them puffer jackets on, they used to take that spray bottle out in class and spray themselves down like ain't nobody else in the classroom. And
if you was wearing Bath and Body Works, if you was a Bath and Body Works
Japanese cherry blossom, you was doing that. Cucumber melon. You was doing Amber. It was called Amber something.
Amber Romance was.
But there was like a soft. There was like a vanilla-y.
Sweet Pea. You was wearing Sweet Pea.
I never wore Sweet Pea, but I remember Sweet Pea.
Sweet Pea. My sister wore Sweet Pea.
I didn't like the way it smelled on me.
I didn't love it either. But she loved her some Sweet Pea. Mm-hmm.
But that Japanese cherry blossom went double platinum in my house.
Double platinum. Japanese cherry blossom.
I was wearing that into college. You know, I've always liked.
But then I had got a boy. He got me some light blue.
Light blue. My boyfriend got me light blue too.
He got me
and I said, Dolce.
Dolce and Gabbana.
The Dolce and Gabbana, baby. I wore that. I said, oh yeah, my man like it. I'm gonna wear it. And I was getting
Then as I
compliments
got
on
older,
it.
I had like Gucci and stuff, but that was my first for real perfume, Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue, and I wore it down.
My first for real perfume, this actually came from my mom, because she does like fragrance a little bit. She sticks to what she knows. She's not as adventurous as I am. Always, we like to just try new fragrance, all the time. She bought me Coco Chanel Mademoiselle.
Okay, you did wear that.
She bought me Coco Chanel Mademoiselle. That was my first adult female fragrance. And I loved the way that it smelled, but that light blue took over.
That light blue.
Because my man had told me he liked it.
Right.
So I said, well, you like it, I love it. So I'm gonna wear it. It did smell good though, don't get me wrong. It is a good fragrance. Yeah. Fresh. Yeah, laundry-esque.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
Sweet but a little sweet.
Yeah.
Iconic. It's iconic.
Yeah. Because I even do like Chanel Blue for men. Yeah, that's a good fragrance for sure. Ooh-wee, them velour suits. I cannot believe your parents let you put that cat on your back.
Did. Out of order. I didn't know.
Okay, I think this could be interesting because you're from a different part of the country.
Okay, let's see what you got.
What do you put in grits?
Sugar and butter.
Wow!
Or cheese. Cheese, grits, or sugar and butter.
So no just salt and pepper.
No, I'm from Chicago.
So why not just eat oatmeal?
Because we just don't.
Sugar?
Oatmeal is very thick, but that's how I ate it growing up, sugar and butter. But when I came to the South, I started eating cheese grits.
Okay.
More so. Even though we did have cheese grits growing up, I'm just a sweet person. It was more
sugar and butter.
I wanted more sweet grits.
Yeah.
But like as I grew up and came to the South, and got older, I ate more cheese grits. The best grits I ever had in my entire life was from
in Atlanta.
When we went to that place.
Yeah, if you want to give us an endorsement. We'll say your name on camera.
But it was literally the best.
Those were really good.
The best.
Those were great.
That was one of the best meals I've ever had. It was me. One of the best meals I've ever had.
Now I may tell you a joke, but I ain't gonna tell you a lie. We gonna get some good food, baby, when we together.
So good. I couldn't believe how good it was. I was like, everyone, taste my grits.
She was like, taste these. Taste these.
Is it just me?
Taste these.
Why are these grits so good?
They were. It was actually a great meal. It was really good. It's like great. One of the best Chicago has great food too, though. It's one of my favorite food cities.
No, it really does have great food.
For sure.
I was telling my sister, she was talking about how hard it is to lose weight. I said, honestly though, it's harder here than it is anywhere else because the food is so good.
I can get that.
Yeah, and it's so many different types of food that you can get, like all kinds of food that you can get. So it really is harder because the food is like abnormally good.
Yeah, it's crazy. The very first time I came to visit Terry, we went to the Chicago Taste, which is like one of the biggest food festivals in the world. It's not the same anymore.
Back then, it was fire.
It was
amazing.
We ate.
It was crazy. Everything.
Like the world was ending. Like everything you can imagine, we ate. It was so good. And then we was like her family. I think your sister was like leaving, and they had all these tickets. And they was like, we're leaving. You can have all these tickets.
We just kept eating.
It was like a Festivus for the rest of us. I felt like I was a king. Is this I'm in back in biblical days. Having a feast.
We was having a time.
We did have good. Okay, yes. I appreciate that. That was a good time. Okay, salt and pepper for me. Or cheese.
Okay.
We grew up. Cheese. I say
ate it like that.
And it makes sense that your very first time having it was coming down closer to Southern territory. I didn't eat a lot of grits growing up. My granny used to make grits, so we would go. Well, I can't say that. She used to make grits, and we would go over there. I would spend summers with her and stuff like that. But have you ever had porridge? Like actual true porridge?
No, I think
You
maybe
probably
what
would really
maybe
enjoy
once,
porridge.
maybe once in Jamaica.
Yes, so it's a Caribbean
Yeah.
thing, and yes, it's not just Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Porridge is actually a real thing that they eat in the Caribbean and the West Indies, and we ate porridge. And you would probably really like porridge because it's like a mix.
It's kind of sweet.
It's sweet, yeah, and it's thick, but it's not oatmeal.
See, I didn't eat oatmeal till I was grown.
Yeah,
I didn't like oatmeal as a kid. So
yeah,
it
I didn't
wasn't
really
till
eat
I was
oatmeal
grown.
either. I didn't really eat oatmeal. But when we ate grits, they were savory, never no sugar,
Oh wow.
never that.
Okay.
Okay, let's do a couple more. I don't want to start no trouble in your family, so I ain't gonna ask that.
I appreciate the consideration.
I'm doing my best.
And so I can go
Okay.
home and
I
have
don't-
somewhere to live, huh?
Yes. I don't know if did your grandparents watch soap operas?
No.
Not really?
I mean, my mom watched Married Children. What's the one with the children? All My Children.
All My Children.
But that's it.
Okay. Then this. Best R&B group of the 90s.
That's very, very difficult. That's relative.
You
to
can
who
get
like.
one and an honorable mention.
My favorite is Jodeci.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just Jodeci.
That's okay.
And then honorable mention. Probably Destiny's Child.
Okay.
But that
They
was
were
2000.
kind of
That was
closer to the 2000s.
Okay, 90s.
They did. I think their first single was like 99, maybe 98,
Okay,
99.
okay.
But I'm not gonna put them into that.
I wouldn't put them in the two. They'd be in the 2000s. Group. 90s. Probably Jodeci, SWV. But definitely Jodeci.
Jodeci's good.
Yeah, definitely Jodeci.
I definitely listen to more SWV than
Okay.
anything.
Okay.
And then honorable mention, probably I listened at second after that was probably Escape.
Oh, okay. See,
And
I
I
didn't really
see
listen to Escape like that.
the thing is, and I don't want to put them now in my household. In Vogue went double platinum,
My household as well.
but
Very good.
I feel like they came out in the 80s. Now their biggest album, I think, was in the 90s, but I
90s
can't
for
really
sure.
remember
And Vogue
right
was
now.
very popular in my
If we're
household.
talking 90s, it would probably be In Vogue because that went double platinum in my household.
Double
I
platinum.
can tell. I know, like we talked about in that last episode. You know every song. I
But
know
you gonna
every
love it.
song.
'Cause
Ad libs. When I tell you my mom played that album, it
Very
was
well done. Beautiful
excellent.
girls.
It's still
Voices-
beautiful to this day, and
voices-
voices have held up.
Voices sound amazing.
Yeah.
Just
Dance
very
moves,
well.
give visuals, give
Very-
looks.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, so we'll do one more.
Yeah. Was TLC the 90s? Or
TLC was the 90s.
They was up there.
The only reason I didn't do TLC is because I really didn't start listening to TLC
To Fan Mail?
until and I was like, I was
That was
older than the
2000. That was Y2K.
2000s. Yeah. So like, I knew I knew that, you know what I'm saying, your friends. What about your friends and all that? And then
Yeah, I agree.
Crazy,
I agree.
Sexy, Cool.
I
I
agree.
knew about, but that's
Fan
not
Mail.
allowed. My mom said that cover too sexy for
Scrubs.
you, so you're
Scrubs.
not listening to that.
No Scrubs. When they came out with No Scrubs, that's when they got.
Well, Crazy, Sexy, Cool was a huge album for them.
It was, but for our generation, for like our age,
us, for
Fan
sure.
Mail was like way more.
Yeah.
popular. Yeah, for sure.
That's true. Fair. Whew. Last.
Like we was too young for Crazy Sexy Cool. Like to be really.
That's
being
why I
able
said
to
my mom was
enjoy
like,
it.
she was like, no, you're not listening to
listening
that.
to that.
Absolutely
Yeah, for
not. Yeah. I still kind of listen to it a little bit, but
The
because it was in
dance.
her.
Remember that.
Okay. I feel like, okay, let's see. Okay. Black. We're still talking black. Best love story in terms of movie of all time.
Love story. Black. Love
You want me to give
story?
you the choices they have?
Sure.
Love and Basketball. Because you only hear because that girl got pregnant. Love Jones with my boo. Jason's Lyrics. They having sex in the field. A Bronx Tale, which I don't even know how that made it. I don't even know how that made it. I don't know how poetic. I guess that's really not a love story, but
all I remember is him getting shot, and then
like it's really
him walking around. What?
You talking about Jason's Lyrics?
Yeah, Jason's Lyrics.
Yeah, she didn't die though.
Yeah, that's all
they got on the bus and left. You talking about Jada Pinkett and I don't remember his name. He on that Tyler Perry show.
Yeah, that never got old. He like always looked the same age.
He looks the same, the exact same. I will give him
Lance, my beloved Lance.
If it's not this list, because I don't think mine's is on this list.
I'm gonna tell you mine.
I feel like we're gonna say the same thing.
But it's not a movie. It's a show. Dwayne and Whitley.
Okay, Dwayne.
When he said Whitney, he's like, I love you, baby. Just take me, have me. And she said, I'm sorry, Byron.
I'm sorry, Byron. Yes. I also like when they had that fight after they got married, and she was like, that boy will be coming back running because I just did what I wanted to say. And then he came in and he was like, you are my wife, and I'm not sleeping another night on the couch, so let's go home and fix this. And he walked up and said,
I love when you talk to me like that, Big Daddy.
That was different. But he was like, come on. And she's like, gotta go. And I'm coming. They were cute.
But in real life, I wouldn't want you to ruin my wedding. But that moment was so iconic.
Let me tell you how it would have went down differently in my scenario, because there's no way you walking in on my wedding.
If you have
absolutely
me to
not.
Hold, to love, to
security taking you slap out, because I don't got time for that.
Baby, please, baby, please.
And his, you know what, Ron had his back. That's a good friend, because Ron
did.
stood up and was like, hey, brother, back up. He had his back. He was helping him, because they was about to jump him. They was really about to jump him. Rightfully so.
I can't think of a movie where I was like, yes, this is the greatest love story, because that Love and Basketball, I'll play you for your heart. He was just kind of narcissistic. On her. He was narcissistic. He was mean to her like the whole movie.
He dunked on her. He didn't have daddy issues.
He was mean to her the whole
movie. He was
movie.
mean to everybody. Yeah, he was mean.
Quincy McCaw.
Yeah, no, I have different theories about Love and Basketball.
It was really mean. Canceled, he was mean the whole time. So I didn't like that.
No.
I can't think of anybody.
Yeah, Jason's Lyrics was sad. I mean, I get it. It was good acting. It was a cool story. I will say that.
I don't really remember.
Yeah, Love Jones. It was that whole back and forth.
It's annoying. The train and things. And
it was cinematic. It was, to me, it gives very movie-esque. A lot of people, like, you know how people say, like, the Disney princess and the Disney films, people take that on as a mentality for it to be real. In my mind, I always thought this is fiction. This does not happen in real life. That's what I thought about Love Jones. I'm like, this actually does not happen in real life. Like, this really cannot.
I can't think any black
Brown Sugar. Movie. This is kind of, you know what I'm saying? You got Sanaa Lathan. What's old buddy name?
I actually liked the movie with Queen Latifah and Common. What was that?
Just movie? Right?
I think so.
Okay. I can see that.
That's not an iconic movie, but I kind of like it. Was like a happy ending.
It was. And she got out of the friend zone. It was kind of more that you can get out of the friend zone when you find your person. I get it. The only reason I said Brown Sugar is just kind of like,
I think I remember Brown Sugar.
They're friends.
Good. Oh yeah, they don't. They end up getting together. Okay, yeah.
If it has to be a list of like that, kind of like
Best Man?
No, because they was just not best men.
They wasn't.
They weren't best men. That man had sex with his wife and then wrote a book about it. Now, granted, I don't. And spoiler alert, if you ain't seen it, whatever. He didn't have sex with her when they were married, right. But he had sex before and then never told him before they got married. That's wrong. So, and then you wrote a book about it and got profit.
That's messed up. Like they wasn't gonna know.
And then did another secret again in the Best Way Always. And then the holiday, the one with the series, you still ain't. When you gonna get it together? He was the same man that Brown Sugar.
I don't know.
Same man, but the reason, one of the reasons I really love Brown Sugar is because there's a scene where he finds his wife on a date with another man in the restaurant, and he sits down. He's like, "No, let's sit down. Let's all toast. Let's all toast." And he's like, and then the man that's sitting with her is like, "What are we toasted to? To my divorce.
My divorce, clink." Yeah, that was funny. I have to go back and watch that. Maybe we could find that. Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time.
It's a cute movie. Great soundtrack.
That means we need more black love films.
Yes, we do. We don't have that many
that aren't toxic.
Which operative word, toxic. I'll give you that for sure. That is very true.
It's not wrong to have toxic traits because we all do, because we need a story. But like, kind of like, there's not a Notebook.
Yeah, but cry. Notebook was also a little toxic, Tara. I watched it and you told me to watch, and I was like, she kind of wasn't.
It makes you cry though. He built her a house.
He was sweet, but it's still, and they doing some wrong stuff in that movie. It's little. I mean, it's tearjerker, but she's still kind of
Forrest Gump. No, I'm just
Jenny. I guess maybe y'all drop in the comments. You never know what you're gonna get. Let us know in the comments what y'all favorite love story of all time is. Black, whatever. We would love to know what your favorite black love story is of all time. But whatever it is, let us know. Drop it in the comments.
But what's your favorite love story? Just black, white, anybody?
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna sound quintessential, but Casablanca is a really great story.
I don't think I've ever seen Casablanca.
You know, it's the black and white film, and it has toxicity that happens, but it's not like unforgivable, like cheating, all that. You know what I'm saying? It's like life decisions that have to happen between them, and it boils down to you thinking somebody gonna choose you, and they make another choice, and then but at the blink of an eye, they're like, I'm making the wrong choice. You know what I'm saying? So it has that quintessential running to the airplane scene of her. To the airplane. And she's like on the tarmac running to the airplane. She's like, no, I made the wrong choice. And then get out and picks her up. And it's like, happily ever after. You know, I watched a lot of TMC, which was a channel that had a lot of black and white films on it growing up. Because I don't know, my parents watched a lot of it. My grandparents watched a lot of it. That's just a lot of the films that I watched. So, yeah, that. I would also maybe say, if something non-black and white.
I guess we need more love movies.
We do. We don't have a lot. We have a lot of rom-coms. But we don't have a lot of actual, like, love stories. Where you have to go through all of these hooplas and all this. I will say, it's not a love story, but I did appreciate the message, and he's just not that into you. I like that movie. That was a good film. I do remember
that being a good movie,
and it really taught what to look for if you're looking for somebody.
Hitch was good. Story.
Okay, I'll give you Hitch. Hitch was good. That's really a rom-com, but it's a love story at the end of the day. It was really good.
It was an interesting plot. And it was an interesting script, and I thought it. Because, you know, he's the wingman, he's helping him, but he's really not good at it. He actually falls in love with somebody, and it was really good. Yeah, Hitch was good.
That was a good. I think, that means we probably need more love stories, you said. We don't, and I can't think of anything past, like, 2014 that's really, like, a true love story.
We have to do some search.
I can't really think about that. Okay. Well, before we get into our lesson, we would like to go into Tara's Artist Corner. I keep changing the song because I don't know what the song is. I just do whatever's on the top of my head because, you know what I'm saying? We're going to art class, so I'm being creative. We're doing
every week is a different song.
What would you like to tell the people? We talked about physical health as an artist. Mental health. You maybe want to talk about what spiritual health can do for you as a creative?
Sure. And I what came up for me just talking about it is just having the right self image.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
So like how you see yourself really will determine how you are received, and you have to have the correct view of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Um and I love journaling. I could do better at it, but I love writing things down because you have to have a vision
Yeah.
for
Absolutely.
what you
Yeah.
want
I agree.
to be. And it was so cool because I saw this little clip of where they found something Michael Jackson had written down about what he wanted his career, and it was literally like, I want to be completely different from my brothers. I want to have my own identity. I want to have costumes that are like this, and I want
And
to be
boy, did he
global.
accomplish that.
I want to share my music all over the world in different
Wow.
areas, and I want to be the
Wow.
biggest artist that ever lived. And he literally wrote it down.
That is crazy. And boy, did he do that.
Boy, did he do that.
Good
And
grief.
so I think that instead of just flying by the seat of our pants, we have to really be intentional and figure out who in our souls, in our connections to spiritually, to God, who we feel like we're born to be as artists. Like, what is our niche? Who are we called to? Like, are you connected? Do you feel connected to youth? Do you feel connected to young people? Like, do you feel connected to older population? Do you feel connected to write love music? Do you feel connected to write inspirational songs? Do you feel like you need to write you know biblical or praise and worship songs? Do you feel like your sound should feel more urban? Do you feel like it should feel
Those
more
are great
global?
questions. Wow.
Like,
Yeah.
as far as visually, what do you feel like you should represent?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of colors are you drawn to? What elements are you drawn to?
Mm-hmm.
All these different things that make sense for who you are and your identity and your self-image. And the clearer you are about that, I truly believe, like he did, the more likely you are to be able to accomplish that.
That's great. And I think that transpires to all
all
artists,
all
all kind of
mediums.
mediums of
Yeah,
art
like
for sure.
what kind of movies do you want to write? What kind of books do you want to write? What kind of films do you
Mm-hmm.
want to be a part of? What you know maybe that genre doesn't even exist yet. Like Tyler Perry made a new
Made
genre
an
of
entire
film and
genre
television.
because we had heard of they had Chicklet Circuit,
Chitlin Circuit,
Chick
yeah.
Chick
Chitlin.
Chitlin Chitlin. I'm sorry, yeah, I didn't grow up eating chitlins, but Chitlin Circuit. But he really capitalized on that
He
and
really
knew who
did.
he wanted to be
Yeah, he felt
and
like,
kept
hey,
true to that.
he was like, they're not telling our stories. We
Mm-hmm.
have stories that need to be told, and they're not telling them. And so he told them the way he gets a lot of flack, but he did it. So and he made and created a whole new genre.
Absolutely,
So
I agree with
yeah,
that.
and maybe what you want to be, you don't see anybody that's doing it yet.
Which is
It
tough,
doesn't exist yet.
but there's a reason for
Yeah,
you.
so you have to pioneer it. But
Yeah.
for you to pioneer it and to go in uncharted territory, you're going to have a clear vision of who you are and what you want to do. Because let's face it, the music is the music business, and they're always looking, and they want to make money. And so sometimes they'll pressure you to do things you don't want to do, whatever, what have you, because, you know, money is involved. And so you have to have very clear. There was a saying that said, if you don't know who you are, people are going to tell you who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And so you really have to be clear about who you are so
I can
that
believe that.
people can respect your authenticity. So having a vision for yourself and being as clear as you possibly can is so important.
I love that. That is really helpful. And we talked a couple of episodes about knowing yourself and your worth and kind of like figuring out who you are without the external validation because I feel like art is so personal and you
It
put it
is so
out
personal.
and you know you can say like, well, I'm putting it out because it's my art and I'm supposed to do it and it is what it is. But there are roses and there are cuts and jabs when people don't like it. There are roses when people accept it. It is a battlefield sometimes going through and putting it out. So I think a part of like having that authenticity and staying true to who you
Staying
are
true to yourself
helps with that for sure. And you are so right that the labels will try to tell you, anybody really, actors, actresses. I've seen a lot of people in the industry that I know, they get with agencies and agents, do this, do that, do this, and you need to do this and you need to do that, and they're like, I mean, you should be open to like modifications or like, I can see myself looking a little different or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you know at the core,
this is who you are.
like, let's say you're an actor and you're like, I don't really want to do those kind of movies. That's just not who I am. It just doesn't really fit. And they keep pushing, you need to do. You don't have to fold. Yeah. Because then it just,
I think a great example of this is Tabitha Brown.
Yes, that's a great example.
She was telling her story about how, you know, she felt pressure when she was in Hollywood trying to work to straighten her hair, to not wear her hair natural, to change her accent, you know, to talk differently. She has kind of a very southern
She does,
accent,
and we love it now.
And that is all of those things are what, and change how she dresses, made her who she is. How she wears her hair, her accent, her voice is what got her.
Can you imagine her changing her hair now? She doesn't have Donna's recipe.
She doesn't have Donna's recipe. She doesn't have her fashion line. She doesn't have all the sayings that she
all
says.
Her quirky things at Target.
Quirky, you know, sayings that she has, you know, capitalized on, you know. So none of that would exist had she not been her authentic self. So yeah, I think that's awesome.
That's great. Y'all be more like Tabitha Brown. We're trying to be more like Tabitha Brown as well. Also be yourself.
Be yourself.
Take a note from Tabitha Brown in not wavering in who she knew who she was, because baby,
be your best self. The best version of you.
In authenticity, I want to just put that out there, because sometimes people feel like their best self is the self that's making them money or like, you know, garnering attention, or that's really not
your most best.
When we say be your best self, the self you're the happiest with being at the end of the night, when you go home and you think about the decisions and the choices you've made in your artistry or even in life. Think about that, and if you're good with that, then that's probably your best self for sure. So, talking about self, and you know, we are just the self reflectors. You know, we just do what we can, because we're always self reflecting. It's just like a part of our nature.
I'm tired of reflecting.
Sometimes and that's what I'm saying. We don't do it because we're pros at it, because we just want to do it. It's just fun for us. Do you think I like looking in a broken mirror? I don't. I told y'all a couple episodes ago to held the mirror up to me, and I was like, that's broken. Look at this shattered pieces. I'm like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see myself like that. But I just know that it's worth doing the work to get through it.
So worth it.
And so I'm willing to go through the uncomfortable now to be comfortable later.
Absolutely.
And that's what we are here to help you all do as a community, building up and making sure that you are someone who can do it, and you have people around you that can do it for sure.
Absolutely.
So yeah, as we talked a lot about identity and we've talked about building, I wanted to talk about being yourself and maintaining yourself when you do get into relationship, when you do get into friendship. Not it's kind of similar to what you talked about in the artist corner, like becoming what Hollywood wants you to be. Tabitha Brown could have straightened her hair. It could have become another black actress that we see,
just like everybody else.
You know what I'm saying? And no shade to all the other black actresses that have, but she could have just been in the waywards and not in the forefront like she is now, and having paved her own way. Maintaining yourself in friendships,
your identity
is rooted in your identity, right? Because you could become friends with someone. Have you ever seen people who become the people that they're around? And you're like, that's not you. Like, I know you. I seen you. And you acting like this, and that's not who you are. So what's up? Oh my goodness. Has that ever happened to you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How did you deal with that? Let me just ask you first.
So,
I'm
I mean,
curious.
which scenario are we you have to go back for me.
Okay,
So
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back.
So how are we
First of
maintaining
all,
ourselves? You present the
yes.
problem first.
Yes.
Okay.
Have you at any point actually ever found yourself being around someone and you are taking on their mannerisms and you can pick it up?
Yeah, it's like if you're around someone all the time,
Yeah.
y'all are gonna pick up things from each other.
Right.
Yeah, understandable.
Did you ever, like, at one point was like, this is actually a little too much, though? I feel like I'm 100%. Not being who I am.
100%.
What were some, like, indicators for you?
I honestly, as an adult, I rebel. And I'm going to tell you how. I don't ever want to feel like I'm not being me. And even though might be together a lot, that I'm becoming you. That like disgust me. I don't ever want to be not me. I love me. I work hard to be here. And even though we might spend a lot of time together, I don't ever want to be you. Right. Because if I'm you, then somebody's missing me. Yeah. And I need to take up space in the world. And it's something that I'm made the way I am, from the top of my head to the soles of my feet, to be able to show up and be able to fulfill my purpose. And if I'm being you, I can't fulfill my purpose. Right. So like it disgusts me. So even if I find myself like, man, she says that all the time. I've heard it 1,000 times, and I might have said it just out of just like hearing it all the time. I sometimes will make it a point to be like, nah, that's her saying. This is my saying. Right. And maintain my own individuality, because I know that if I'm like you, I'm not being me. And if I'm not being me, I can't fulfill my call and do what I do.
Okay, get deep on them.
No, that's how I really feel. It disgusts me. Like
it's not yummy.
I rebel. Sometimes I don't want to think like you. Okay. I might pick up some things from you. I might learn some things from you.
Which is, yeah.
But I don't want
to be expected.
I don't want to be you and think all your thoughts. Like, I don't want
that.
Like, I'll take what I need. I'll appreciate. And maybe I'm not, maybe your father-in-law, maybe I'll come to that realization later in my life. But I don't want to just be a little you. That disgusts me. Like, I never want to be that. I want to be me. Because somebody needs me. And you shouldn't be a little me, because somebody needs you. You know? So.
That's fair. Mm-hmm. I think what you said is very true. Sometimes you spend a lot of time around people. Yeah. You pick up mannerisms.
You pick up mannerisms, habits, looks. What you wearing today? I'm wearing this. You know, like you around your friends all the time. You just pick things up.
And it's not necessarily a terrible thing for that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're oftentimes friends with people who do have
are similar.
Yeah, do have similarities to you for sure. Yeah. So it makes sense that that kind of like confluence happens.
It just happens
through it.
And you can inspire people. You can be inspired by people. You're like,
which is very different.
How you working that out? Or, you know, oh, I love that coat. I want a similar coat. Or, oh, I love that outfit. Or, oh, I like how you organize this. Or, I like your car. I might want a similar car. Just because I also we have similar tastes, but I don't want to be you. And you shouldn't want to be nobody else.
You trying to be me.
You can't get it
because you ain't got it. Close that door. Another iconic saying. Drop in the chat if y'all know where it's from.
But then we have those movies where you have those friends. Have you ever been in a friendship where like it starts to get eerie? Like,
yeah. Have you ever had someone... Because I would imagine, like, you being as sweet and kind and beautiful, you're open, you like to have, you know what I'm saying? I can almost imagine people trying to get close to you to kind of almost single white female you a little bit.
Yeah,
Have you ever seen single white female?
Like, I'm gonna be you. Yeah, and I'm gonna take your spot.
I'm gonna take your spot.
You want my spot, Flash? Okay,
yeah.
Sorry. But
you've been in those situations.
I mean, I've seen it like pop up in a way.
Okay.
But like, I think I'm kind of discerning, and then if I see,
so you're able to back up.
I put some space there.
Okay.
And I often try to encourage their differences.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, like Great. You're different from me, and I love that you're that way.
Great. That's a good.
I love that you do those different things that you do, because I could never do that. Yeah. And that is so cool. And I think that's so cool. So can you show me how you do that? And I love that about you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To support them in the different cool things that they do. So they don't have to feel like they have to be like me to be around me. You know? Because sometimes if you're just so intolerant of people might love you, so they'll mold themselves to be more like you so that they can stay around, because maybe you're just very intolerant person.
Yeah.
But you're different from me, and that's great. And I love that you're different.
So how have you been able, through all your stages of life and meeting...
Okay, just joking.
See? She can't help herself. She really cannot help herself. She will burst out into song with
life.
Said alive. Which is...
Facts alive.
The facts alive. The facts alive. Get him.
All my life. Let's keep going. How far
I
can we
pray
go?
for someone like
I'm winning. What's your name? 5, 4, 3.
I don't know. Life is the word, right? Okay. I don't know.
We did good though.
Yeah. You put me on the spot. I wasn't ready. If I knew I was going to be on the Terrell Rice show, I would have been prepared for the word. For real.
But that was on another level, because you had to keep bringing up songs with that word in it.
Yeah.
Keep going.
I could keep, but it was just like, I'm not prepared to do that right now.
Be prepared. No, I'm just Make it stop.
It'll never. Gosh, let me get back on. Going through all of your different life changes and different things like that, and meeting as many people as you've met, and getting close to several people and having different variations of community. What do you think has helped you the most in maintaining yourself in those spaces?
Man, isolation. Honestly, there are periods of time where I feel like God, my Savior, Jesus, like my relationship with God has caused me to go through periods of where I'm just alone. Okay. And I'm not able to be as close to people as I might naturally desire. And so that isolation breeds this cocoon where you develop, and I was able to become a elevated version of myself. And when I say elevated, a version of myself where I don't look to other people to make me who I am, and that I can be my own self and my own person and like what I like. And if you don't like what I like, well, that's okay. Like what you like, right. You know, and I can have a sense of be rooted and grounded and have a strong sense of self. And that was because I went through these periods of intense isolation that caused me to figure out, what do I like? I always thought I didn't like to dance and I couldn't dance. Well, it's just
that's crazy.
I just never did it. And had I not had this period of isolation, I wouldn't have figured out that I like to do it. Because you might have told me I couldn't do it, that I could just sing and just to stay there. But it was through the isolation that I figured out things that I liked. Oh, because I wasn't around people telling me that's cute or that's not cute. I learned to find my own style.
Okay.
You know, and so that time really made me figure out what I like and what what's beautiful to me and what's, you know, what I naturally gravitate to versus someone telling me what I should and shouldn't do and what I should and shouldn't be.
So the relationship with God was kind of a safety net to, as maybe there was some scenarios where it's like, no, she's kind of losing herself. She's maybe trying to be something else. He pulled you into the isolation to show you, like, no, actually, this is who you are, and this is what you enjoy, and this is what you like.
Because when you're gifted, and I'm not just talking about me, like, we all have a gift, right? Yeah, when you have a gift and it's visible to people, people will say, oh, wow, look at that amazing gift. Let me take that gift and put it over here because this is how it could be used for me.
I remember in college you talking about you worked with a producer and they tried to make you into somebody because, you know, that was the popular person and your voice kind of was similar. And you were like, that's not
my
really
style.
Me.
That's not my style.
Yeah, that's not my style.
And just people in general, they see a gift, you're around, they're like, oh, I can use that for my vision.
So they just want to fit it into.
Yeah. They'll you know, and you have to be able to say, yeah, no, that's not my vision. That's not what God called me to do. And if you're not strong enough to say that, you'll be doing stuff you never called to do. And so that isolation, if you have a lot of gifts, that isolation can take you out of that, so you're not distracted by all these other people's visions and other people's wants and desires and pressures, and you can just figure out who and what you are. You know, like figure out what gifts you have and what you can do. But yeah, sometimes being rejected is good for you. Yeah. You know, like if we even look at like a Bible, let's take a Bible story, for example, like David, you know, he wasn't in the in crowd.
Yeah.
When Samuel came to, you know, the prophet Samuel,
he wasn't first draft pick at all by any means, not second, third, fourth, or fifth.
He said, hey, you know, do you have another son? He came to figure out who's going to be the next king. He said, do you have another son? Because I'll look at all these guys and the guy that God is choosing, he's not here. He said, oh, I do have another son. He's in the field. Why was he not at the dinner? Well, he's like the reject kid. And so, but if he wasn't in the field, he wouldn't have developed and honed his skill for worship and develop and hone his skill to kill lions and bears and, you know, and to defend the sheep and defend the flock. And those are the very skills that took him to the next level. So when you're rejected a lot of times, and I face a lot of rejection, like you think, oh, because you're gifted and you might have a whatever. I think God allows for rejection for the reason so that you can be protected and you can develop and become what you're supposed to become, because maybe you're headed down the wrong direction. You're like, man, why he dropped me? I thought that was gonna be my husband. I thought that was gonna be my girl. Yeah, because you were headed down the wrong direction, and that's why you got dropped, and that's why they didn't, you know, become the relation that wasn't the one. You know, so you know, rejection is a lot of time is a blessing. And in the grand scheme of like identity, people rejecting you helps you hone your identity. Like a Michael Jordan who got rejected from his high school basketball team. Had he not, he never would have.
That was his first. Took it personally.
That I took it personally,
and I took that personal.
And he never wanted to feel that feeling again. And so he absolutely, you know, became a monster, basically.
Man.
Turned himself into a machine.
Man, oh man, oh man.
So had he not had that experience, and a lot of people, if you hear their story, it's like, man, I got dropped from the label the first 5 times. Or Starbucks, we applied for a loan 20 times before, you know, because everybody said you can make coffee at home. Why would we have a coffee shop? That's not going to make any money.
Okay. Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of times rejection is the thing that refines your vision, you know, and refines your identity and yourself. So that rejection, that isolation, I know that don't sound pretty and don't sound fun, but those really are the things that help solidify your identity and your self
so you can maintain yourself when you do get around people, and so you know who you are when you are in these crowds, even with your friends. Because like what something that you said lended itself for me to sometimes you have big personalities or you have these things in these friend crowds, and you either will minimize yourself to match who's in that crowd, or you also see people who like mimic you a little bit, and it's kind of like
some people have big influential personalities,
like and
it's and you have to hold your own. You have to take up your own space.
And even if you're the person without the bigger personality, you still have to be comfortable in taking up your own space, like you said, like having your own identity, knowing that you show up in this room and you still have something to offer, regardless of if you're not the jokester and you're not telling everybody a joke, or
maybe you're not Oprah, but Gail is Gail.
And let me tell you how Gail has been since Gail a millionaire.
She her own thing.
A multi-millionaire, $100 millionaire.
You know, she's her own thing. And you have to have that sense of self to be somebody friend.
And she has her own personality. And you can notice, like, she doesn't allow, you know, and
we're not compare and all that.
She don't like that comparison. And when they're in the room together, they're just in the room together. And it's not, she doesn't shrivel up.
But if you hear Oprah's talk, she's like, Gail is a reason why I'm here.
Why she's here.
To be Oprah. You know, she talks about that she didn't have a mother, and that Gail, her best friend, was like a mother she didn't have.
She's the mother everybody deserves, is what she said, I think.
And so you could look at that. If you're Gail, you could look at that two ways. You could look at it and say, I'm not Oprah, I'm jealous, and I
want to be open. And those people are dangerous. Pay attention.
Dangerous. Or you could look at it and say, man, I am not her, but because of me, she can be her.
And I'm sure it was mutual in the sense of like she understood the talents that Gail held inside of her, and she probably nurtured them the same way and gave her. And because she was Oprah and had access and had things, it was like, hey man, you are so good at this. Let me open this door for you. You're so great at that. Let me open this door for you. Like, spotlight is just that. It's just spotlight. It doesn't mean that there aren't people behind the scenes who are making everything happen. And a lot of times those are like, you know, friends, supporting.
You can use the like Destiny Child version things. Destiny Child thing, like, of course Beyonce is a superstar, but Kelly is her own superstar.
And she's great. And they love her overseas.
They love her here too. But it's like, to compare them is like silly. Because it's like, apples and oranges, there's nothing alike. Like, they don't even try
to be alike, though. That's the thing.
They have different looks and different skill sets and different vocal ranges and different voices and different dance styles. And, you know, they're so different. And to compare them is just like so silly.
And to think that one is like, just because one is more in the spotlight, quote unquote, than the other, doesn't mean there's less successfulness happening.
Right.
Like, you don't know what people make choices for. Going back to the Tabitha Brown thing.
Right.
And we talked a little bit about like Darius Crooks, who tried to come for Tabitha Brown, and we will never forget, because, well, I wouldn't do this and I saw an interview where she talked about, she had already, she didn't address him, but he was like, well, why partner with Target? Why do this? Why not come with your own line? And she was like, well, the Lord told me a long time ago my stuff was going to be this. So patent this, get a license on that. So I patent Have a Good Day and don't ruin anybody else. I patent Donna's recipe. I did all these things in the back end way before they came to fruition. And so now I'm partnering with Target, and they paying me X amount on top of being a partnership, and I got creative jurisdiction over what's going on, and I can do this, and I can do that, and so now I don't have to worry about finding a manufacturer, and I don't have to do all these things, and I got money, and they paying me X, and so you just never know on the back end what's going on, where people make their choices and why they make their choices, and what's happening in their lives. So we do have to be aware. I love that Destiny's Child and Oprah and Gail example, because they're their own people. We're the ones who try to compare them. When I say we, it's society. Society tries to compare them, but like, I can almost imagine them sitting back and laughing about it. Like, this is so silly.
Yeah, this is
like,
so
we're our own people. Like, recently Oprah threw Gail a surprise.
That was so funny.
She looked like somebody was after her. The way she was shook. Gail, girl, if you got somebody after you, blink twice, because you really was shaken, not stirred. You left your purse. She sat her purse down. She was like, oh, gotta go. Like, taking it back. You can't be really scared older people like that.
Yeah,
like
you really
that.
can't scare your grandmas and your aunties.
You can't,
Stop doing that.
You can't be doing surprise parties.
We don't need no surprise.
You
Just tell them, okay, we finna go
You
to
don't
party.
want the surprise to turn into a fiasco.
They heart to stop. Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
I think it's definitely important about knowing who you are and being who you are, whether you're what would be constituted as the big personality or the more relaxed personality, because I gotta tell you, like, it took me, even for me, I have a big personality.
You do.
And I went through a couple of phases. I went through phases where I was like, ooh, I'm doing a lot. Let me relax. Because the people around me don't got these big personalities. I'm just chill. And I was like, and then I just found myself like, I'm shrinking and not having a good time wherever I was. And I was just like, that's just not me. I'm going to talk to people. I'm going to make jokes. I'm going to just be, that is who I am. I just always been that way my whole life. And then I also found people trying to be the same way. No, legitimately, Tara, like, there would be jokes I would tell, and then people would tell the same jokes when we went out. And I'm like,
you're not going to give me credit?
I mean, I don't care in the sense of, like, it's a joke, but I know you comedically timed that because you wanted it to slap. That's weird. I'm looking at you because do you want to be me, Flash? Do you want to be me? I can't take, especially in this big age now, I can't take the risk of seeing somebody who remotely shows signs of wanting to be me and not be them. And I love that you said you affirm the differences in people, because I've also too been like, yeah, you're this, you're that. Like, you don't understand. Like, my mind never thinks about that, and your mind is always thinking about this.
I don't want to do
and you do this, and I don't want to do it.
I only have grace to do what I do.
Yeah.
As you get older, this is for your young people. As you grow in age and wisdom.
Hopefully in wisdom too, because age don't mean wisdom. But
okay, as you grow, you will realize that you only have grace for your race. I don't want your man. I don't want your stuff. I don't want your nothing that you have. I only can handle what God has for me.
God has for me.
You're learning. You learn.
That's you trying to say I'm taking the heart. Because we does this all the time.
We do this. This is what we do. Literally bust out a song. It's a game we play. 6-6. No,
6-1.
6-6 game we have. No, yeah, I only can handle what's for me. I can't handle your struggle.
I don't got the capacity for it. Keep it.
I don't have it for
Keep
your
it.
stuff. I don't want your grace. I don't want your anointing. I don't want your stuff. I don't want your
Heck
life.
to the no.
You see people online. And you're like, oh, gold.
No.
And they have such a great girl.
No.
You do not know the hell and the half that these people have been through to be where they are. You don't know their story, but you want that glory that this is bad. Don't do it.
You so churchy.
You
want their story, but you want that
glory, but you don't want that story. You don't want it. You don't want it. I promise you don't want now what I got over here. I promise you.
I'm trying to tell you, you don't want it. People look at it and you don't want. When Kiara Sheard said how much I pray, you don't know how much I changed. You don't know how much I gave. I'm just trying to explain. I felt that. Because she started off, she was like, you look at this, you see me shining, look at my and you don't know how much I gave. You don't know how much I changed. Like, for real. I really felt that because I was like, y'all don't understand. Like,
you see people on stage or on mountains, or you see people in their best moments, or
that's
what
it.
looks like a great moment because they're in front of people or they're before people. You did not know the hell and the half of what it took for them to become the person that can get up there and do that. And
they say it takes 10 years to look like an overnight success.
Yeah, 100%. 10 years of hell. Okay? At the of hell on it. Of
Not
hell.
hellish.
Hellishness.
Pray for us, y'all.
You know, so don't ever envy and have jealousy over somebody's person.
Never.
You are missing the beauty of your own person.
Maintain
your own
yourself.
Story. And when you go through your stuff, you ain't gonna want nobody else's stuff. You be
When
like,
I tell you,
by the hairs of my chinny chin chin, I am here with you today. I don't want nobody else's stuff because I barely had the strength for my own stuff.
when Erykah Badu said, "Bag a lady, you gonna miss your bus. You can't hurry up because you got too much stuff."
When you go through your own stuff, you're like, man, you know, I only got grace for my stuff.
I don't got time for
all
it.
I got for you is sympathy and empathy.
But you want to know what helps when you got things going on in your life and you not just sitting at the house all day.
That's a word.
When you really are doing, and when I say sitting at the house, because you can be working sitting at the house, but I'm saying if you just sitting at the house all day, you're on the couch.
Work on your own stuff.
You playing the game. You watching garbage television. You binging stuff. You're not sleeping.
Yeah.
You're not getting out, getting sunlight. You're not even opening up the windows or the blinds.
Open the windows.
Like, it helps you to maintain. Because sometimes when you become starved for attention, it inclines you to become who's getting the attention.
Oh, that's powerful. Where's the
so it's like, I need it.
I don't have nothing. Somebody put something in there. Okay. So good. So good.
So yeah, be your own person.
That was so good. Let me get my man up. He receiving this word. He got his hands lifted up.
Oh my God. Receive. Let me usher him.
He usher him.
Where's his blanket? He need a blanket.
Okay, he's laying down on it. He fell out. He fell out. Because the word was for him. That word was for him. He laying down. He laying prostrate. Continue.
Okay. I'm praying for your man. I'm praying for him. Because that's your man. I need you to be right. And your man right, you right.
No, I mean, that's not my man, but that's my little man.
I get you.
My little man. He felt that.
I done switched my microphone. My microphone done got all off track. Our producer gonna kill us. We got to get it together.
He felt that in his shondo.
Yeti jumbo. Eatable Cheerios.
He felt it.
Oh gosh. Okay, he laying prostrate. All right, y'all in the comment, drop a prayer for him because he prostrate. That word was for him.
For Woody.
But no, for real. You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me.
Woodell. He need to be more ghetto.
He Woodell.
Woodell.
He's
Woodard.
No, Wooddale is more
Wooddale.
young ghetto.
Woodell.
He's Woodell. Woodell Rakeem Johnson.
Okay.
Excellent. So yeah, don't be so starved for attention that you start becoming other people.
Man,
for
that's
sure.
Getting the attention.
That's getting the attention because there's
good.
only two ways they're getting it. They're either getting it by being themselves, or they themselves are being other people.
Yeah.
So like, you don't win a race by being other people.
Yeah, for
Sha'Carri
sure.
Richardson doesn't win by running like somebody else. She runs like herself.
Like herself.
Simone Biles doesn't win by trying to be other people. She wins by knowing she can defy laws that change the actual game of Olympics. They literally telling this girl, "You too good. We got to change the rules because can't nobody else do what you doing."
Yeah. And be better than them. Why do you have to be like them? Be better than them.
Yeah,
Do it
in
do
your
it
own
way.
lane.
Your own way.
Yeah.
I don't want nobody's stuff, but the stuff that God ordained for me.
Yeah.
And no one should want anybody's life, anybody's man, anybody's stuff, anybody's woman, anybody's career, nothing.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the grace for that. You got the grace for your
don't got
stuff.
the grace. That's the kicker that I've learned in my life.
Man,
you got to have grace for the things that you are doing, or they will not.
And you want this man, somebody's man, somebody's spouse, somebody's relationship. You don't have the grace for them people. They could, behind closed doors, they could be
a jackie.
For real. No, for real.
For real. No, for real. A lot of people have talked about that. Tabitha Brown, Kev on Stage, and his wife, Melissa. So Tab, Chance, Kev on Stage, Melissa, all of them. I've listened to multiple interviews. Kev on Stage and Melissa used to have a podcast called Marriage Be Hard, and he had a lot of people on. And a lot of people were like, y'all want the end of this? But this took 19 years to get here.
Yeah, to develop. And that's what we're saying. Just it takes years to become. You don't, what, the Bible is so true. I know I love.
We're going to close out with the Bible, y'all.
Listen.
Let's go. He got to work. So his hands, he's flexible. Let's turn him around.
Okay, so the Bible is
he laid out, y'all.
The Bible is so true because when it says, it says, count it all joy when you go, James 1, when you go through these different, trials and you suffer, for the testing of your faith worketh patience, endurance, and then you'll be lacking nothing. In other words, it's just saying like, listen, when you go through these fiery trials and these hard times, it develops you and it builds character in you, and that's what makes you able to do the thing. So if I take away all the hard times, you won't become to be able to do the thing that you're called to do. And so you can't do their things because you didn't go through their trials.
Yikes.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't go
through that. This is good to me.
You didn't go through the hard and the suffering. So you can't do their things because you didn't become the person who can handle their things. So I don't want your things because I didn't go through your stuff and I didn't go through your trials, nor do I want your trials.
Absolutely.
No, I don't want that. I have my own problems. I have enough problems for for myself. I got enough issues for my own self. I don't want your stuff. And so that's the powerful thing that I love about that verse, that God is telling you, like, listen, it's going to take character to do this thing that I've called you to do. When the Bible says you are a masterpiece, we are God's workmanship, created in God for good things, which he preordained beforehand. That's Ephesians. It talks about us being a masterpiece for God. Chapter 2, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, God preordained you for some things and made you in a way according to what he ordained for you to do. So if you want their stuff, you don't have their workmanship. You're not made to be able, to be able to bend and do all the different things that they can do, because you're not called to that.
Yeah.
So, but you are called to your own thing.
Yep.
So your job is to figure out what that is so that you can show up and be that. Because when you die and you got to face God, he's not going to ask you about me. He's going to ask you about you. And what you going to tell him? I was over here doing terror stuff? No. Where was your stuff? I can't tell him.
And Terror going to be behind the gates partying like him, praising the Lord. And it's going to be you at the gates.
With Dale. I can't, he's not going to ask me about Christine. He's going to ask me about me.
Yeah, that's true.
And if we call to do things together, yes. But I'm just saying we have a responsibility to be the the signature masterpiece, unique person that God called us to be. Mm-hmm. And we cannot do that if we're trying to be someone else. We can't.
Very true. Very true. Good words to live by, y'all. Be you. And if you're in a friend group, and for whatever
everybody
reason,
got a role.
Everybody
Remember
got a role.
My girlfriends.
They're through thick and thin. My girlfriend. They're through anything. My girlfriend.
Very good theme song.
Very good. Where the theme songs at?
We
ain't got the theme songs no more, but that's neither here nor there. Everybody has a role. Joan was the hostess with the mostest. You had the stylish one. You had the quirky. Tony was stylish, and she was gonna teach you how to get a man, and she was gonna say, "This is what you need to do to not look desperate."
And then you had
money. She had money. She had the money. She was business. She had her own business.
Entrepreneur.
Lynn was the quirky one. Now she was a little bit of a moocher, but she was always gonna make you think a little bit more philosophically, and then you had funny Maya who was like funny.
Down she was with the cause one,
and keeping people grounded.
She was married. One.
She was the only one married in the group with a child.
Yep.
So she
Darn it. Shout out to them.
Yeah, so sometimes you have to think about your friend groups as everybody's playing a role. Maybe you're the big personality and the more relaxed one is the one who's like, it's time to go.
Yeah, and you need that.
It's time to go.
I need you to be you. So it helps me be me.
Yeah.
If it's too me.
Or like you're the more relaxed one and the big personality sees someone who could help you.
Yeah.
I think you should come over here and talk to this person. It would be great. Let's just go.
You know what? In our friend group, as big as our personalities are, we're not even the biggest.
We're not the biggest personalities, if you can believe that. We have another individual who is so much bigger than us. It's crazy.
It's a way bigger personality than us.
Y'all would never even know. It's so bigger. Crazy. Like
I'm the chillest one. Am I not?
If you can believe it, she actually is not lying. She is the most relaxed one out of the group.
I really am.
Am always, for the majority, on 10.
You're in the middle.
But somebody be on 1,000. All the time. There's no relaxing. We love you. Because we have learned so much from you. Because when I tell you, baby.
She'll put you on some things. That's for sure.
Anything you need to know, honestly, she knows a little bit about it.
A little bit about everything.
Everything, yeah.
You're not here with us right now. We're going to honor of you. This is an honor of you.
This is an honor of you. This is you sitting. This is you right here sitting with us. Reach out your hands to both of us. Let's hold the hand of.
We love you.
We love you. But. Y'all, the study guide for this week is going to be, I want y'all to write down the 5 characteristics that you love about yourself. The top 5 characteristics that you love about yourself. And I want you to implement those into your everyday life for the next 7 days. Make sure that you are showing up as that person, those top 5 characteristics that you love. You're giving it your all over the next 7 days, and we cannot wait to hear about it when we come back for you all next week. And listen, the study guide, because y'all drop in the comments from the last study guide how y'all was supposed to understand expectations, and you know what I'm saying, what are realistic expectations, what goes with a friend group. Drop it in the comments now, okay?
Come on now.
Do y'all want us to be accredited or no? Good dragon. I feel like Nicki Minaj. Do y'all want us to be accredited or not? So Y'all done messed up my mic. My producer gonna mess us up. Okay. Let me close it all out. Y'all know where to find us. We are at Funny Podcast. That is at FUNIPODCAST. That is on Twitter. That is on Instagram. And if you're watching on YouTube, you know Friendship University Podcast is our channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Send it to the last 5 people you text in your phone. Even if it was one night stand hookup, because you know what I'm saying, they need to know about this too. Okay? So just send it to them. They may think you crazy, but then they're not going to tell you it helped them.
You know,
but it helps them.
Just get the word out.
Just get the word out, okay? Because we want to bring some great things to you in 2025.
Let's go.
And so we need your support as a community. We're out here being great resources. People are our greatest resource, okay? We're believing in you.
People all over the world.
Join hands. Start a love train. Love train. People all over the world. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, you're going to tell me that on camera? That's real crazy. We love y'all so much, and we thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Peace.